Hey everyone, welcome back to Canada Pension Authority, the channel where we break down everything you need to know about your government benefits, pension payments, and financial rights as a Canadian senior. If you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so you never miss an important update like this one. Because today, we are talking about something that every Canadian senior needs to hear right now in 2026. Stop what you are doing. If you are receiving CPP, OAS, or GIS, or if you are about to start receiving any of these benefits, this video is absolutely critical for you. We are going to break down exactly what is happening with your February payments, what that 2% increase actually means for your monthly income, and what steps you need to take right now to make sure you are not leaving any money on the table. This is the kind of information that the government puts out in complicated documents and confusing language, and our job here at Canada Pension Authority is to make it simple, clear, and actionable for you. So, let us get right into it. First, let us talk about why 2026 is such an important year for Canadian seniors. The cost of living in Canada has been a serious concern for millions of retired Canadians over the past few years. Groceries, rent, utilities, transportation, everything has gone up in price. And while the government has been making adjustments to pension programs, many seniors still feel like they are struggling to keep up. That is why the updates coming into effect in 2026, particularly this 2% increase we are about to discuss, matter so much. Every dollar counts when you are living on a fixed income, and today we are going to make sure you understand every single dollar you are entitled to. Now let us start with CPP, the Canada Pension Plan. CPP is a monthly taxable benefit that replaces part of your income when you retire. The amount you receive depends on how much you contributed to CPP during your working years and at what age you decide to start taking your pension. The standard age to begin collecting CPP is 65, but you can start as early as 60, with a reduction or delay until 70 for a higher monthly amount. For February 2026, CPP payments are going out on a specific schedule set by Service Canada. If you are already receiving CPP, this payment will land in your bank account automatically if you are set up with direct deposit, which is highly recommended if you are not already doing it. The maximum CPP retirement pension for 2026 has seen an adjustment, and with the 2% increase that we are discussing today, seniors who are receiving CPP will notice a slightly higher amount in their monthly deposits. Now, not everyone receives the maximum CPP amount. In fact, the average CPP payment is significantly lower than the maximum because it depends entirely on your contribution history. But regardless of whether you are receiving the maximum or the average, that 2% increase is being applied across the board, and it adds up over the course of a year. For someone receiving even a modest CPP payment, a 2% increase means real additional dollars every single month for the rest of the year. Let us now move to OAS, Old Age Security. This is one of the most important and most misunderstood benefits available to Canadian seniors. Unlike CPP, OAS is not based on your work history or how much you contributed. OAS is available to most Canadians aged 65 and older who have lived in Canada for at least 10 years after the age of 18. This means that even if you never worked in Canada or you worked very little, you may still qualify for OAS. The amount you receive from OAS depends on how long you have lived in Canada after age 18, with 40 years of Canadian residency qualifying you for the full OAS pension. For February 2026, OAS payments are also being issued according to the Standard Service Canada payment schedule. And here is where that 2% increase becomes really significant. OAS is indexed to inflation, which means it gets adjusted based on the Consumer Price Index. When the government announces a 2% increase, it reflects changes in the cost of living that have been measured and calculated. For seniors who are receiving the full OAS amount, this 2% bump means additional monthly income that helps offset rising costs. And for those who are 75 years of age or older, there is an additional 10% top-up on OAS that has been in place, which means older seniors are receiving even more support. Now, here is something very important that many seniors do not realize about OAS. If you are eligible for OAS but have not yet applied, you need to apply. In some cases, Service Canada will automatically enroll you, and they will send you a letter to notify you. But in many cases, you need to apply yourself, and if you delay your application, you could be missing out on payments that you are entitled to. You can apply up to 12 months before you want your pension to start, and you can also receive retroactive payments for up to 12 months if you were eligible but did not apply on time. So if you or someone you know has not yet applied for OAS and is over 65, please take action right away. Let us talk about GIS now, the Guaranteed Income Supplement. GIS is a non-taxable monthly payment added to OAS for low-income seniors living in Canada. This is an incredibly important benefit that is not accessed by everyone who qualifies for it, simply because many seniors do not know it exists or do not understand how to apply. If your income is below a certain threshold, and the thresholds are adjusted every year, you may qualify for GIS on top of your OAS payment. The combined OAS and GIS payment can make a massive difference for seniors who are living on very limited income. The 2% increase we are discussing today also applies to GIS. For seniors who are already receiving GIS, February 2026 will bring a higher payment than what you were receiving before. For those who have never applied for GIS but might qualify, this is the time to look into it seriously. GIS eligibility is based on your annual income and the income of your spouse or partner if you have one. The government uses your most recent tax return to determine your GIS eligibility, which is another very important reason why it is absolutely essential that every senior files their taxes every year, even if you have little to no income. If you do not file your taxes, the government cannot determine whether you qualify for GIS, and you could miss out on thousands of dollars per year in benefits. Now, let us get into what this 2% increase actually looks like in real numbers. When we say 2%, we want to make sure you understand what that means in practical terms. If you are receiving a CPP payment of $1,000 per month, a 2% increase means an additional $20 per month. That is $240 over a full year. If you are receiving OAS at the maximum rate, a 2% increase adds several more dollars per month on top of that. And if you are receiving GIS as well, the increases stack up. When you add all of these together, CPP, OAS, and GIS, a 2% increase across all three can mean a meaningful improvement in your monthly income. And for seniors who are on tight budgets, that additional money every month genuinely matters. Something else that is very important to understand is how these payment increases interact with the OAS clawback, also known as the OAS recovery tax. If your net income exceeds a certain amount in a given year, you may be required to repay part or all of your OAS pension. For 2026, the income threshold at which this clawback begins has also been adjusted. If you are a higher income senior, it is worth speaking with a financial advisor or tax professional to understand how these adjustments might affect your personal tax situation. But for the vast majority of Canadian seniors, particularly those receiving GIS, the clawback is not a concern, because GIS recipients typically have incomes well below the threshold. Let us also touch on the payment dates for February 2026, because we know this is something our community always wants to know. Service Canada issues CPP and OAS payments on a monthly schedule, and the February payment date has been confirmed. If you are set up with direct deposit, the money goes directly into your bank account on the payment date. If you are still receiving checks by mail, remember that it can take additional days for the check to arrive, so factor that into your planning. We always encourage everyone to switch to direct deposit if you have not already done so, because it is faster, more secure, and eliminates the risk of a check being lost or delayed in the mail. You can set up or update your direct deposit information through your My Service Canada account online or by calling Service Canada directly. One more topic we want to address in this video is what you should do if you believe your payment is incorrect. If you receive your February payment and the amount does not seem right, perhaps you expected to see the 2% increase reflected and it does not appear to be there, or the amount is different from what you were told to expect. Do not panic, but do take action. Contact Service Canada as soon as possible. Have your social insurance number and your most recent payment information ready when you call. Service Canada representatives can review your file and explain exactly how your payment amount was calculated. In most cases, there is a straightforward explanation, but it is always better to ask and confirm rather than assume everything is correct. We also want to remind everyone watching this video that there are additional benefits and programs available to Canadian seniors that go beyond CPP, OAS, and GIS. Depending on your province or territory, there may be provincial supplements, property tax credits, dental benefits, drug coverage programs, and other forms of financial support available to you. The federal government has also expanded the Canadian Dental Care Plan to include more seniors, which is a significant development for those who have been struggling with dental costs. We will be covering these additional programs in upcoming videos on this channel, so again, make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss those important updates. For seniors who are still working or who have recently retired, it is worth understanding how your employment income can affect your CPP and OAS. If you are between the ages of 60 and 70 and still working, you may continue to contribute to CPP, and those contributions can result in additional CPP payments called the post-retirement benefit. This is a way to continue building your pension income even after you have started collecting CPP. Every additional year you contribute adds a small amount to your monthly CPP income for the rest of your life, which can add up to a significant amount over time. We also want to speak directly to those of you who are helping a parent, grandparent, or elderly family member navigate these benefits. You play an incredibly important role in making sure your loved ones are receiving everything they are entitled to. Sometimes seniors are not comfortable with technology or do not know where to look for information, and that is where family members and caregivers can step in to make a real difference. Help them check their My Service Canada account, make sure they are filing their taxes every year, and ensure that their direct deposit information is current and accurate. These small actions can have a huge positive impact on their financial well-being. As we wrap up today's video, we want to summarize the key points. The February 2026 CPP, OAS, and GIS payments are going out on schedule, and they reflect a 2% increase that provides Canadian seniors with additional monthly income to help keep up with the cost of living. Whether you are receiving one of these benefits or all three, the increase applies to your payments and will be reflected automatically if you are already enrolled. If you are not yet receiving benefits you may be entitled to, including OAS, GIS, or CPP, please take action right away and contact Service Canada or visit the Service Canada website to begin your application. Here at Canada Pension Authority, our mission is to make sure that every Canadian senior has access to the information they need to receive every benefit and payment they are entitled to. We believe that staying informed is the most powerful thing you can do for your financial future. And we are here every week to bring you the latest updates, explanations, and guidance. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It truly helps more seniors find this information when they need it most. And if you have questions about your own CPP, OAS, or GIS situation, drop them in the comments below. We read every single comment and do our best to help. Thank you so much for watching Canada Pension Authority. Until next time, stay informed, stay empowered, and take care of yourself and the people you love. We will see you in the next video. Sonnet 4.6